something that's not talked about enough is being like a black girl that went to like a predominantly white high school, and like you don't really get like approached like romantically as a black girl usually, like because you're the black girl. And I mean, I don't know what the reason is, but I've heard like a few reasons. Like they'll be embarrassed to like you and like that kind of thing. But as soon as you graduate, as soon as you throw that cap in the air, get that diploma, they are hitting you up left and right. Like I feel like that is not talked about enough. Like they come out of the woodworks. But my mom did always say growing up, like while I was in school, the white guys do like you, but like they're just, I mean, like, they get embarrassed or like their family, they're scared of what their family will say. And she's like, but eventually like they'll start. And I did not believe her. But I swear on my life, as soon as I graduated, these men were in my phone. I felt like a piece of meat. I was like,
the Divestor tax. Divestor, who calls herself Joe Burrow's black girlfriend on TikTok, gets abandoned and financially abused by her white husband. Despite her having conservative beliefs, going to Christian school and a red state university, going to a white sorority, an attempt at a white girl lifestyle, all of this was not enough to land the type of white man she wanted and was not enough to make the white man stay. She married an incel who wanted sex and then most likely found a white woman, which is why he left. Also, if you paid attention in the beginning, her mom exposed herself as a failed swirler. In other words, her mom got pumped and dumped by a lot of white men. Let's get started.
We literally met 3 years ago while we were both in relationships. We met through a mutual friend. We went on our first date in February of this year, and yeah, we've been inseparable since. Yeah, and then I got my new car in like May, and then we got engaged in August on 8/18. And you guys want to know something funny? My birth time is 8/18. I don't know, I just thought it was really funny. Hey girlies, yes I did. My ashy hands. I did. Yeah, I've been on social media. I had to take some time off, cut you bitches some slack, and I got engaged. I did the mother thing, I did the wife thing. Now I'm ready. In all seriousness, yeah, I did get the ring after 6 months. I don't cook, I don't clean. But let me tell you, baby, I got the ring. I got this ring. Y'all, I'm starting to get the hang of this whole wife thing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Starbucks. And then I was like, oh, Austin might want Starbucks. So I ordered for him too, and I'm gonna take him. I ordered for him too, so I'm gonna take him Starbucks. I'm gonna surprise him with Storbies at his job.
She is so happy, but the happiness is short-lived. White men doing what white men do best. Treating divestors like trash if they live long enough. Pay attention to the babble. I sped it up.
You're down if your husband goes to you for 48 hours and you're financially reliant on him and you only had $13 yesterday.
Just a PSA before you get invested into this Reddit storytelling coded content. Just be aware.
I voted. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Just be aware.
Unemployed, I'm sitting in the sun. Pregnant. You can only do this if you're pregnant. You can pickle. If you're not pregnant, go get a job. I got my blood drawn today. Just so we can find out if their baby has Down syndrome or not. After I finish my hot pickle, I'm taking a nap. Hey girls, I deactivated for a minute because I was literally being stalked on here and I felt like I was having like a mental breakdown over it. Like lately my content has not been myself because I'm being like watched by people that like I know. For a while my content was like watched by like in-laws and they would like take notes basically, and yeah, it was giving me really bad anxiety and I had like no support in the whole matter, and yeah. Yeah, so now I'm going through like a little separation vibe, divorce vibe. It's not funny, it's not funny. Like I'm literally have a job interview right now. I have to get a fucking job. I have scheduled a therapy appointment, so don't worry about me. It's crash out season. 23 and divorced with a kid. Baby mama. I'm gonna be baby mama. Like, I wanna be like Jada Wida. Being divorced just kind of sounds badass. Like, yeah, my ex-husband. I think I'm crashing out right now. Like, I have not slept in like 2 days. I'm sitting here trying to romanticize this. Like, yeah, my ex-husband, it's his weekend with the kid. So mommy gets to have a little fun. Girls night out. It could be worse. It could be worse. I could be ugly. Or dumb. I think this highlights like a lot of things. Like, y'all be talking about baby mama culture. Like, I wouldn't have a baby without a ring. You could have a ring and still like be a baby mama. You still end up being a baby mama. I just think that the worst stuff happens to me, like stuff like this happens to me because I'm one of God's strongest soldiers. Like, I have to have empathy for everybody. It just wouldn't be me if there was no drama. It just wouldn't be me. You getting divorced but the sun is out? When you low-key getting financially abused, but the sun is out. When you scared to eat because you don't know when you're gonna have more money. It's a beautiful day though. I think I want like a BLT maybe. Put a finger down if your husband ghosted you for 48 hours and you're financially reliant on him and you only had $13 yesterday and you texted him to give you some money and he literally just ignored you the entire day and you called him and you ignored him. He ignored you, and so then you went on his computer and you logged into his bank account to send yourself some money, because I usually don't have access to his bank accounts, but his computers were his passwords were saved on his computer, so I was able to get in and finally send myself some money. And then you still couldn't get in contact with him, and then he comes while you're not home and takes moves all his stuff out, and you still don't know where he is, and he's like literally missing from you. Like, you don't know, you basically got abandoned. And he moves his truck and everything, his car to his dad's house, and you still don't know where he is, so you pull up to his dad's house at 1 a.m. Well, actually I forgot to mention that finally at 7:59 his dad sent you money on Venmo, and then you show up at his dad's house at 1 a.m. and you ask to talk to him, and his dad says he's sleeping, try again tomorrow. And not to mention he took the other dog, so now like your dog's lonely, and he's not legally allowed to do that because there's no separation in order. But anyway, so then you show up at his job this morning, like, to finally and ask him to talk, and he literally says, okay, like, it's gonna be a minute. And so then you sit there and you wait, and he brings his manager over, and he literally says to you that it's a private matter, so it has to be handled outside of work, but you've been trying to contact him for 48 hours, and he says he'll get to you after work. I'm kind of like nervous because the way that he flipped, like, I'm scared that this motherfucker's gonna kill me. I didn't want to die, okay, everybody, I did not want to die. My BLT is very ugly today. Like, I literally eat this every day, and for some reason today it's ugly. Literally cannot have shit. I cannot have shit. You guys have like a lot of statements that you're saying, and so I'm gonna clear up some of that. Before I knew I was pregnant, I started a new job, and then I started feeling like super sick and super tired, and I could not work anymore. Like, it was actually unbearable. If it's ever been the first trimester of pregnancy, you know what I'm talking about. That should be illegal to work during that time. Relying on him financially was literally supposed to be temporary, never permanent. I'm not like that stupid. I'm a full-time student in college. No, I'm not getting rid of my baby. I've always wanted a baby. I've always wanted a child, so that's a no-no. You guys are literally so sweet. I put my Venmo and my Cashapp in my bio because a lot of people were asking for it because they want to help me out. Like, thank you guys so much for like all your support and stuff. You guys are really helping me feel better, like, genuinely. I'm not due until August, so a lot can happen in the time frame between now and August, so yeah. Good morning, everyone. I don't know if y'all believe in karmic cycles or like are familiar with them, but I just realized this whole situation is like a full circle moment. My dad used to do things exactly like this when I was a kid, to me though. So I have like a huge abandonment wound. Like, I literally just thought of this morning, like, thank you God. So the worst thing in my head is someone abandoning me. My dad owned these like rental properties that were trailers, like these shitty trailers. I can tell like a full story time of this, but my mom was going through a hard time, so like we had like nowhere to live, like we were homeless, and my dad put us in one of those trailers, like let us live in it. I remember the air conditioning went out and he didn't believe me, and my dad lived in a big house right on the corner, and he lived there with his other family. Long story. I remember driving over there, like, it was so hot, it was like 90 degrees that day, and I drove over to his house and there's like a gate around it, and I remember honking the horn so bad, hoping that him or my stepmom would like hear me. No answer. Yeah, everything happens for a reason though. Yo, I was literally so invested in the Bree and 2K situation, like their custody battle for baby Winter. I didn't know I was gonna be next. Twin now. Here's the update that you guys have all been waiting for. I got served this morning. It's literally such a relief because now I don't have to like wonder what the heck is going on. I understand a lot of legal terminology and I understand things from a legal standpoint, and I was literally giggling the whole time I was reading it. He's trying to file for like a restraining order as well. A lot of people in my comments like are saying that the person who files first usually is better off, but I disagree. I really truly believe that being able to read what the other person says, the reasoning for divorce is, gives you the upper hand. Like, they put all of their points in the first time, so it's like, I have an answer for everything. You're gonna accuse me of misusing my prescribed medications. This is the goofiest. There's just so many things that are making me laugh. Like, I cannot wait to do the response. He also put in there that I recommended or considered having an abortion or putting the kid up for adoption, which I think he tried to, try to paint it so that they can sway his way. But I'm doing what's in the best interest for the child. It's already apparent to me that he's not thinking about the best interest of the child, he's thinking about the best interest of himself. Like, of course, I would love to keep my child. Like, obviously, I wouldn't have gotten pregnant if I didn't want a baby. I recommended that after I could not get in contact with you. Why would I want my child to grow up in a broken home? As a Christian, I would never want to abort my child. I said something in the moment, in the heat of the moment. Ugh. Adoption should be a consideration. I just don't understand why you wouldn't consider adoption. If you're gonna do a restraining order against me, why would I want to put my kid through that? Mommy cannot come within a certain amount of feet of daddy? A restraining order for showing up at your job after I couldn't get in contact with you, and that's the only place I knew you would be. And I left peacefully after I was asked to leave. And I showed up at your father's house, and I left peacefully when I was asked to leave. How am I, like, what? To each their own, but yeah, like, why would I want to bring a kid into that? That's messed up. That's a human being with a brain, a consciousness, feelings, emotions. Why would I bring them into this drama when we could both leave each other alone, put the baby up for adoption, and they could have a family that is together and loving and parents who love each other and, like, have the best possible chance at life. Oh, but I'm the bad guy because I don't want my kid to have to pack a bag halfway through the week and every freaking week. And a lot of y'all are telling me, like, to tell my parents and stuff like that, but honestly, I'm an adult. I'm an adult decision. Baby is my responsibility. My parents, I don't want to bring them into that. I just don't want to consume them with my drama. I'm not going to sit here and run to mommy and daddy. I do have that option, but I don't want to do that. I want to handle this as an adult. Yeah, it's just me and little Frankie against the world. I'm not actually naming him that for sure. Someone told me to name him Gus. Get out of my face. Having a baby boy, I'm hearing solo. That's definitely a boy. That wives' tale is, like, so true. They accuse me of misusing Lexapro. How do you misuse Lexapro? Life's about to get real good. I got a full night of sleep last night, and I'm doing even better. I really needed that. I don't have, like, the knots of anxiety in my stomach anymore. I'm just excited to rebuild my life, meet my son, try to give him the best life that I possibly can. God provides a peace that surpasses all understanding. That's how I'm so just really grateful to be able to, like, start over. It feels like I'm starting over. It's just actually hilarious how someone can try to paint you as somebody who's going to be an awful mother, and, like, I don't know, it's just crazy how you can try to paint me that way. When every person I've told said that I was going to be a good mother. Like, I am literally textbook great mom in everybody's heads. And it's like, it's all going to work out the way it's supposed to, and I know that God has my back in this. My faith also plays a big factor in why I didn't file for divorce first. I can't stop laughing because I got asked for child support. Penny, nickel, dime, penny, penny, nickel, dime. Maybe because I'm blowing up on TikTok, you think I'm about to have some money out of nowhere? Child support! Oh, brother. Obviously, you can ask for child support right now, but, like, for after the baby's born. So basically, people are banking on my TikTok coin. I don't know if I'm flattered or disgusted. What gonna say? She banking on me on the bank. I smack a shitload to get spanked.
She kept laughing through the whole thing because she can't accept the reality that her white man did not turn her into a white woman. Instead, he treated her as if she were a black man. He left, he got a restraining order on her, and is now asking for child support, and the baby isn't even born yet. She thought that by being a Trump supporter, bad wig wearing, white valley girl voice having black female, it would somehow allow her to access white womanhood. Nope. By the way, where are all of her white friends? She doesn't have a white friend she could call for help on how to deal with white men? The Divestor tax.
Where he comes from, as long as it's white.